Hi there, how are you? Welcome to Maths for Data Science. This is Vivek. In this video, we will learn property, setter, and deleter decorators. So first, let us understand the property decorator and how can we use it. So for example, in all our previous examples related to classes, we use the employee class. And suppose for the same class, we are using it and we are creating an object with the first as a Vishwa, last as a T, and this is the email ID. Now suppose I'm updating the first name using the attribute first, and if I do so and print the email and a full name, so using that, if I print the first and email, you can see that the new first name is Vivek, but email is still as Vishwa. So how to take care of this particular issue? How can we overcome this thing? First approach is you can directly access that particular attribute and apply the concatenation logic. But this is not suitable way. Why? Because we have already using this particular concatenation in the class itself. So we are not reusing the code, but we are rewriting the code. So it will take down the reusability ease we have in classes. So this particular approach is not good. But still, I am running and showing you that we will get the desired output, though we follow this approach. The second approach is comment out this particular attribute and create a function. So now here I have created a function which is concatenating and create the email ID using the first and last. So this is the second approach. I'm initializing the object. So now I have done it. So now if I'm updating the first name, it means I have to run this particular method which I've created and I will get the desired output. But this approach will put us in a lot of problem, or the developers who are using this particular class will put them in a lot of problem. Why? Because now initially we have an attribute, now we have converted into the method. So it means who are using this class, or wherever we are using this particular class and this particular uh, attribute, we have to convert that thing into method. So everywhere we have to go to the program, and we have, so you will be having like this, you have to convert into the method and then you have to run it. And this is very cumbersome task, because while doing a small change in your class, you have to do a lot of change in your program. So this approach is also not a good approach. This is doable, but this can't be seen as a best practice to do it, because we have to do changes in all the places where we are using this class. And there's a third method. So there's a third method which is property. You can use the property which will help us to achieve our desired output, and no need to do any changes in the code, or whoever using this class, they don't need to do any changes. So when you use a property at the rate property decorator with a method, so you can use or you can access this method as an attribute. What I mean to say by that is, first let me execute this and then I can show you. Now I'm saying I've changed the value to Vivek here. So generally, if we have a function, then if you have a method, you access it as with this parenthesis. But now, as I've created this particular method using a property decorator, you can directly access like this. So you are accessing it as an attribute rather than as a method. And still you're getting the same output, which is desired output. Now I'm update here with some other name, say Asia. So now I have updated the first. If I execute the email again, now you can see you got the updated output. By using the property keyword, you can access the method as an attribute in your program. And when you do so, when you're using this particular method and accessing it as attribute, it means wherever you're using this particular email attribute initially, you need not to change it as a method. You can keep it as is, and still the new functionality can be consumed. We can apply this property decorator on method which is a full name. So full name was giving us concatenating and giving us the full name, which is a concatenation of first and a last. So you can apply on a full name. So let me apply and show it to you that I'm accessing that thing as an attribute rather than as a function, and still I'm getting the desired output. So here I have updated the first as Seisha, so I'm getting the full name here. Now next thing you can say, suppose I would like to update the first and the last name by assigning a value to full name. Can I do that? So let us first see if I can do it directly. I'm saying full name. I'm changing the full name. Initially is hr.t. So now suppose I'm would like to convert it to, can I do that? So when I run it, I will get an error which says cannot set the attribute's full name. It means it's saying these attributes you can't set it. So is there any way I can do that? Yes, we have a way. We can create a setter. We can use setter to achieve that. To create a setter, first you have to create a decorator, and the decorator first part would be the name of your function. So here my name of the function or method is full name. So it would be @ full name, and then you apply the setter. And in that you create a function which is the same as the method, which is a full name. And in that you can mention the logic that whatever input I'm getting, I'm splitting using the space, and the first value after the splitting I'm assigning to first, and the next value I'm assigning it to last, and after that I'm assigning that value to the first and last instance variable. Here instead of this you can directly write like this: self dot first, self dot last. Still you will get the same output, because here after the split I'm directly assigning the first value to the self dot first, which is the instance variable, and the second value I'm applying to the self dot last, which is the instance variable. In this way you will get the same output. Now if I execute this thing and let me initialize the output, and I'm going here, and now if I print this thing here, let me print the first name. Let me go down and print it. If I'm printing the first name, first first, you can see the values Vishwa. Now I'm executing this thing. Now I am printing the first name. Now you can see the value is changed to Ishika. And as I've created a method using a property decorator, it means I can run that particular method, or you access that method as a attribute. So I'm saying employee.full name. If I see, I am getting the full name here. Now it's fine that you could able to set the attribute using this property method. That's fine. If I would like to delete the content of those attributes, can I achieve that? Yes, you can do that. Now for that case you have to use the deleter. So the setter and deleter, the initial part is same, so it has to be @ the function full name, which is a function name, this function name dot deleter. And now you create a different function which will take care of deleting the instance variable content. So here what I'm doing is first I'm printing it just to show you. If I apply a deleter on this full name, this particular code is executed, and where it's making the first and the last as none. So let me execute and show it to you. Now suppose I'm changing the value of, initially the value is Vishwa, or let me print the full name Vishwa T, and now suppose I'm updating it to Rohan Yadav. Let me execute. So this particular instance, first and last and full name is updated, and now I'm applying delete on this particular method. So I'm doing instance dot that particular method. So it should, when I do so, it should call this particular portion of the code, or it should execute this particular portion of the code. So let me execute and show it to you. See, I have executed it. Now it shows that if I'm printing the EMP one instance first and the last attribute, it's giving us none, and the full name also none, none. And suppose again if you would like to add the full name and change the attribute, set the attribute first and last, I can do it again. I can delete again. So in that way you can set the attribute or delete the attribute where contained. By using this property setter and deleter, any changes you do in your class does not affect the people who are consuming your class. So they can keep their code as is without doing any modifications, but still they can consume the new functionality you have built in your classes. So this is the end of this particular video. So from next video onwards, we will start learning the data crunching and data analysis using Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, and Polaris. For coding exercises, please go to the description where you can find out the GitHub link. If you have any questions, please leave the comments in the comment box. I will respond and address your questions as soon as possible. So meet you in the next video. Till then, I'm Vivek signing off. Bye bye.